If you're tired of getting sick all the time, and when you do get sick, it hammers you, knocks you out, and in many instances that causes something like sinus infections and stuff like that, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern Brand. I used to be where you may be right now, which is if I even so much was in an area where somebody was sick, I was going to get sick, and it was going to be bad, and it was most likely going to turn into a sinus infection or worse, which would result in me taking antibiotics. So for 15 plus years, I basically rotated through antibiotics throughout the year. My immune system was shot, okay? So here's 6 keys we're not told about the immune system, or at least I wasn't told, that you need to be aware of in order to build your immune system. Ready? We're going to nerd out for a minute. Work with me. NK cells, killer T cells, helper T cells, B cells, macrophages, and dendritic cells. Those are the immune warriors that you need to build up your armed forces to be able to repel incoming sickness type stuff. Basically, you're repelling foreign invaders. I don't know what else to call it. So when the enemy is coming in, your military, your immune system military is not only dialed in, it's not only big and strong, but it is communicating effectively, so you have a very strong response against incoming forces that you do not want to hammer your body, okay? A lot of people will say, well, then what does zinc and vitamin C and echinacea and all that stuff do? That is fuel for those cells that I mentioned in macrophages. So that's a fuel source. But what I'm trying to say is that if you build those up significantly along with your healthy diet and all of that type of stuff, and obviously trying to reduce stress, you will be able to do much better at repelling foreign invaders coming into your system, if you know what I'm trying to talk about, okay? All right, so what do? Postbiotic Plus. Postbiotic Plus has three clinically studied ingredients. Obviously, they're postbiotics. That's why it's called a postbiotic. And obviously it's a gut health product, whether you knew this or not. I'm sure most people do by now. But 70 to 80% of immune health has to do with the gut health. Your immune cells are in the gut, right? Right. So not only are these postbiotics, but you have BetaVia and Butyrate. Not just any butyrate, you have L-lysine butyrate, which has up to a 500% higher absorption rate than standard like tributarin butyrate. So it's a good butyrate. Not to take away from tributarin, also really good, but more for the colon. So you got really good gut health products that are both postbiotics and prebiotics, but you with these ingredients are significantly driving up your immune system's armed forces to be able to fight off and repel incoming invaders, and you are arranging for the communication signaling between all of it to be clear and crisp so that you're fighting off things effectively. You would then pair this with a healthy diet and exercise. I'm going to give an exception to the rule because I'm just trying to be honest. If you have major high stress, it's going to hammer your immune system. I'm just saying that out loud so that we're aware. So that's the first thing. You also, stress is a big contributor. But my suggestion is healthy diet, vitamins and minerals and all that. Take Postbiotic Plus, and you need to get on it in advance. So basically, the faster you can start building your immune system and prepare it, the sooner your immune system will be able to start repelling bad things. You don't take Postbiotic Plus after the fact and be like, why isn't it working? Once the incoming invader forces have passed the front line and have invaded and they have occupied your territory, it's really difficult to repel them. So what are you doing with this? You're taking it to build your forces so that they don't get in and occupy your territory. That's what you're doing. So my point being is if you take this for 2 days and you run into somebody and they're super sick and you go make out with them, you're going to get sick still because, and not just sick, bad sick, because it didn't have a lot of time to work. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Number 2, you have bad SIBO. I'm just trying to provide full transparency here, right? You have super bad SIBO. This is something that's going to massively rebuild the microbiome. If you've got really bad SIBO/IBS, you could probably take IBS, but severe SIBO, like everything causes you to bloat, is who I'm really talking to. If everything causes you to bloat, everything, probably not a great product because you don't want to rebuild, you don't want to build the microbiome up when it's probably a complete disaster, meaning you don't want to fuel that, right? Because we are going for rebuilding the microbiome with this. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, right? Yes, it's super effective. You take 1 stick pack a day. Personally speaking, going into fall, those kids are going to start going to school. When they go to school, they bring shit home. I take a stick pack in the morning and night going for the first few weeks going in just to make sure that I'm like totally dialed in. So that's what I do, but 1 stick pack a day is totally sufficient. I am going to warn you, Postbiotic Plus does not smell good. And it poofs when it goes because it's got the butyrate in it is a very fine powder. The smell is very real. There is ways to do it. So to cut it off, like clip at the end, cut it, but it just smells. So liquid gold for the system, amazing for the immune system, and it smells. Now, last, a lot of people are gonna say, I have a hyperreactive immune system. I don't want to boost or activate my immune system. Guess what? We're not activating your immune system. We are training your immune system. It is not going to take a hyper-reactive immune system, which means it's untrained, undisciplined, and intolerant, and boost that and make it worse. This will help train it, discipline it, and make it more tolerant. So, if you are like my wife who has Hashimoto's, can you take this? And the answer is yes. And will be, in my opinion, based on the data, will this significantly help improve things like your regulatory T cells, which when dysfunctional are a major contributor to your problems. Will this help with people like you too? Yes. Your answer isn't to suppress the immune system. Your answer is to train the immune system. And newsflash, you still need an immune system to fight shit coming in too. Just so you're totally clear, right? So Postbiotic Plus works great. Can kids take it? Yes. My kids are taking it. We're not in August yet, but my kids are taking it because I don't want them home all fall. Just don't want it happening. So there you go. I hope this helps. Bye.